To install the power module, you will need to cut the battery lead in half. Remove the battery tray standoffs on the back of the top center plate. This will allow easy access to solder the power module into place. Pull the battery lead to the top of the top center hub and cut the positive and negative wires. Strip and tin the side of the wires that are connected to the power distribution board. Tin the positive pad on the top of the power module and solder the positive wire to the board. Tin the negative pad on the bottom of the power module and solder the negative wire to the board. Strip and tin the positive and negative wire on the DIN connector side of the power leads. Solder the negative wire to the negative side and the positive to the opposite. Plug the PM wire into the proper port on the power module. Use a heat gun to shrink the protective shrink wrap on the power module. Tuck the battery lead back under the top center plate of the center hub, leaving the PM wire sticking up through the center of the frame. Reattach the battery tray standoffs to the top of the center hub. Using the nylon nuts on the rubber vibration isolators, attach the flight controller mounting plate to the center hub. Tighten with needle nose pliers or a 5.5mm hex socket driver. Place a strip of adhesive foam on the bottom center of the flight controller's main board. Decide which side of the frame will be front and attach the main board to the flight controller plate with the orientation arrow pointing towards the front of the frame. Plug the PM wire into the PM port of the main board and tuck the excess wire down below the plate. Plug the servo wires from the ESCs into the corresponding outputs in the main board and tuck the excess wire down below the plate. Attach the GPS puck to the left side of the top center hub with foam adhesive tape. Be sure that the orientation arrow is pointing forward. Plug both of the GPS wires into the proper ports on the flight controller's main board. Plug the ground station telemetry wire into the telemetry port on the back of the main board. Attach the ground station module to the back of the top center hub plate with adhesive foam tape. Attach your radio's receiver to the right side of the top center hub with foam adhesive tape. Be sure that the antenna faces outward and the servo ports face inward towards the flight controller's main board. Plug in the servo wires to their corresponding ports in the main board. Attach the camera to the front center position of the top center hub with adhesive foam tape. It should sit between two of the standoffs for the battery tray. Tuck the excess wire into the center hub and pull the plug out of the back of the hub. Attach the video transmitter to the bottom back of the center hub using adhesive foam tape. Be sure that the antenna is facing away from the center hub and the video power receptacles are facing inward. Plug in the power cable from the distribution board and the video cable from the camera. Using M3x6 screws and washers, attach the battery plate to the standoffs on the top center hub. Level the motors and tighten all of the screws in the frame one last time. The build is complete. Once you have configured your flight controller, it is recommended that you remove the camera and landing gear before your first flight. These components are not crucial to flight and could be damaged if the craft crashes due to improper flight controller configuration.